Wednesday. I've known her for many, many years. We started out together out at the First Spiritualist Church, and she was always in the kitchen helping and making coffee, and I kept talking to her, and you're such a dedicated lady. And look at her now, she's amazing. And she became the pastor of First Spiritualist Church too. And she's just done remarkable things and healings with Reiki. She came to the First Spiritualist Church in the November of 2000 and found and experienced a wonderful healing atmosphere. Like many who come to a spiritualist church, Reverend Rosie discovered her true treasure, her spiritual path. It is the foundation for serving humanity. She took many of the classes at FSC offered and was ordained a minister on December 11, 2005. Reverend Rosie Oberlies is a Reiki master, and she is the assistant pastor here at First Christian Spiritualist Church. Reverend Rosie believes we all have come to the earth plane to learn, live, and express the spiritual life while we are on earth, clothed in a physical body. Let's welcome warmly, please, Reverend Rosie Oberlies.
Thank you so much. Nice to see people we haven't seen here for a long time. Thank you for coming. And for those of you who come every week, it's always good to see you all. I'm going to begin my lecture. Can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. So I'm going to read a little scripture. It's Luke chapter 16, verse 8. No one lights a lamp and covers it with a bowl or puts it under a bed. Instead, he puts it on a lampstand so that people will see the light as they come in. And I'll just give a little short meaning of that. We all are beacons of light. We're not here to ignore the light, nor hide or run from it. We are here to be a light. So let the light shine in all we do, affirming that the spiritual presence and power is the energy in everything and every being. In Psalm 119, verse 105, Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And let the chains and the shackles be broken. Those are little beginning thoughts as I go on. Last week when Reverend Deborah spoke, she mentioned the forefathers in honor of the 4th of July. How they gathered together to create the Declaration of Independence. They united in courage with a burning desire to be free. It was an unquenchable fire deep down inside. Solidarity and strong commitment to sever connections to Great Britain. And they were aware of the personal cost of such a decision, but they chose to carry on. In a way, we should be honored to be living during these times in history, as did our forefathers did. Because we're part of the history for tomorrow. They'll be writing about us and how we came through these times. These times of trials that this country is experiencing, the conflict, the divisiveness, the collective thinking and the thoughts, the actions, are not pleasant and are disruptive to our daily lives. And that's not being selfish, because you want people to be happy. You want people to pursue their dreams and their purpose here on earth. There are also worldwide problems that also affect us. Plus, many of you and people you know have their own personal challenges. And we must keep our thinking and our focus on a higher level, as did our forefathers, because they had a lot at stake when they committed to that decision. There was no other way to go. You know, once the motor started, you know, you gotta go. The time of trials that we are going through, we must rise and not let it erode our spiritual confidence. Don't let it eat away at our spiritual confidence. For the light of God is in command of the universe. And the light of God that we invoke, that light that emanates from the mind of God, enters the mind of men and women, you and I. The great invocation is used to invoke the spiritual energies of light and love and purpose of humanity. Not prejudice, not bigotry, nor narrow-mindedness. When we speak the truth without doubt and without embarrassment, we become a beacon of light. And it was funny when I read that, what came to me was the Statue of Liberty, because of her symbol of the torch of light, and of course the coming July, but I'm a week late, for July 4th. And this torch is like an eternal light that beckons. It's symbolic in offering safety and refuge and hope. She's also offering symbolically rays of light to enlighten the world. This is offering the idea of freedom, that when the light flows across the vast Atlantic Ocean to all four corners of the world, the light that says, unfree countries, you can be free, but with a fervent and deep desire within. But you know, there's something deep down inside you. It's almost like a gene or the DNA that needs that freedom. Even people, you know, who don't have that freedom, there's something within them that wants it. There's a potential to make a difference in this world. I guess he agrees with me. We want to be a beacon of light for God, and the only way to blossom is in freedom. Our thoughts, our thinking are like prayers, and they go out into the world. Just as prayer carries energy, so does light. And would it help our thoughts and thinking to visualize the light that beckons also flows out to enlighten the world, symbolized by the Statue of Liberty. We have the month of July to ponder on that, to take the time to think about it. You know, sometimes we forget she's out there. She's just a representative of freedom. And we kind of don't remember her until maybe the 4th of July or certain days, like Veterans and Memorial Day. The actual title of the Statue of Liberty that the sculptor Frederick Bartholdi gave it was Liberty Enlightening the World. That was the original title the sculptor gave her. Oops. I'm missing a page. Let me go here. I thought I had my here it is. Okay, just bear with me a minute. I'm a little older now. In ancient Rome, she was worshipped as a goddess of freedom, and she also has at her feet the broken shackles and chains at her feet. She holds a tablet in her left hand with the date July 4th, 1776, and she has 16 lights that illuminate her at night. And during the day, the sun reflects her torch from the sun, and the torch is painted with 24-karat gold. And so when the sun hits it, it really reflects the beauty and the rays. The Statue of Liberty is a symbol for the eye to see and for your heart to hope. She's not to be worshipped. She is there to remind us of freedom and that we are all beacons of light. Well, I lost the page. But what I'm here to say is that we are all made in light, and we have to focus on that. And like I said before, don't let the negative things that happen to you erode your faith and your courage as we go through these troubled times. Everybody has problems, and each one are very serious to the individual, but we can stand on faith and hope and be a light to them, to help them through their times. And the more that we can do that, the more that we can get through these times. And there's times when it's not going to be very good, but you can keep that strength within yourself so that you can also help yourself and you can help others. Well, we only remember this freedom, during this time of the year, but you have to ponder these words that I've told you. You don't have to, but it's up to you, because right now we do have to do this. In the news that we hear, we don't really know what's true. We don't know what's in store when we hear everything. We only have what's within ourselves. And when you believe in that, you're not embarrassed, and you're not having any doubts about what you are a beacon of light. And each one of us has our flaws, and sometimes we get irritable on certain things in life, but we just have to take time to go within and just calm ourselves down. I got a little fortune cookie that said, I think it said, count before you roar. Count. Take time to count. Maybe 10, 9. Take that time to be silent. That's what it said. Before you roar. So, the one thing I found is that the more you can keep track of the things that worked out in your life when you were going through troubled times, if you can focus on that in your journal, or where, if you can remember it, some of us have problems with remembering it. You just have to realize after a while, it's like a scale. Pretty soon, that good things outweigh the bad things in your life, because you remember how they worked out. And that's what I found in my life, because I was a real basket case when things didn't work out, especially in the later years. You know that emoji that has that little funny face, and he's got all those like fireworks on his head? Yeah, that's the way I would get sometimes when something didn't work out. Well, it's true. but we do that, and especially during these times when, you know, like we just don't know what the next day is going to bring. It doesn't bother me anymore, of course, until the next challenge comes. But I feel I have the strength and the belief that things, no matter what happens, things be okay. Be okay. And you have your faith, you have them. Whether you believe in the Holy Spirit, God, Buddha, whatever, if that helps you in all more. But I see that so many of you here are so full of light, you know, ready to help other people. So you all are, you know, on the way. But this is just a reminder. Just, you know, we go to church on Sundays to be reminded and get refreshed. You know, this is, don't mean to be political, which I'm not, you know, but it's just nice to refresh your memory here and be a blessing to all of the people out there when you leave here. So I say thank you for listening, and God bless you. And I forgot some of my papers, but